Hey guys, Dad here. Me and my homie Baby Yoda. Look at Yoda, boy. He ready to celebrate the 4th of July. He's so American it hurts. Look at his glasses. Woo! Baby Yoda, you my dude, bro. Look at him. He's so American it hurts. Look at him. He's so. Oh man. Anyways, hope y'all have a good 4th. Sorry I haven't posted videos in a while. I've been kind of busy. And well, I'm about to read chapter 2 of this to you guys. I hope you watched the first one. And hope you guys have a good 4th. I think I said that already. Maddox, Marksy, y'all let me know if y'all want hoverboards. I sent y'all some stuff already, especially you, Maddox, because it's your birthday. But Marksy also sent you some stuff. And unfortunately, Max, I'm probably not going to be able to even see you on your birthday because of, well, I'll let you have 3 guesses as to who and why I can't, but you'll only need 1. Anyways, I love y'all. I miss y'all. I'm going to read this. And, oh, yeah, another update. The guy that his house burned down, his name was Jacob. Well, you know, his house burned down, and I had given him those toys I had for y'all. And I asked him about it, if his kids were enjoying them, and he said yes, that they've been enjoying them very, very much. They really, really like the lightsabers, and he said his middle and his youngest child were fighting over Woody, because I sent them Woody. And he's bald, you know, like Baldy, he's bald, he's a bald guy. He said that he would fall asleep on the couch and he'd wake up and his kids would have put little Woody's hat on top of his head, which to me sounds hilarious. Y'all should like maybe do that to Baldy, like put some whipped cream on top of his head when he falls asleep or something. That would be freaking hilarious. Anyways, alright, I'm gonna read this to y'all. Let me set this up again so that y'all can see. Oh, baby Yoda, what are you doing? They've been having too much fun celebrating America. Tell them we're American around here. Anyways, let me set this up so I can read this second chapter to y'all. And how have y'all been? Hope y'all have been well. I've been managing. Let's put it that way. Ah, dang it, what's on my shoe? Okie dokie. Oh yeah. Can y'all see me? Hope y'all can see me. Okay, chapter 2 of Minecraft The Voyage. The Fantastic Voyage. 1 second. Oh no! Yeah, 1 second. Alright. I hope y'all are reading too. I don't want y'all to get dumb. Because there's one thing I never want you guys to be, and that's dumb. And soccer players. I don't want you to be soccer players either, because soccer is stupid. But anything other than that, I'll support you. Alright, chapter 2. I really hope I don't get sued for this. Y'all know how that one dude always says he's going to get demonetized? They might sue me for this and take all my money for reading it. But I hope not. Alright, chapter 2, the last regular day. If you remember from last time, we were learning about Stack Stonecutter and how he was kind of an oddball. And, you know, people started being mean to him. And that this was going to be his last normal day. So, let's kick it off. I gotta let my eyes clear because I'm looking into the flash right now and it's kind of making things bright. Alright, here we go. This particular big day began with a sunny morning. Stax woke up late in the upstairs bedroom that had once belonged to his father. The one whose floor-to-ceiling windows were shielded from the morning sun by the bulk of the hill behind the back garden. He rubbed the sleep from his eyes and carefully lifted up Cole, who was sleeping on his chest. Cole was his cat. And then Emerald, his other cat, who was sprawled across his knees. Neither cat woke up when gently sat down amid the rumpled sheets, though Emerald gave a big yawn and stretched himself into a long, contented, furry brow. Stax looked for Lapis and found that Siamese was already awake, sitting at the foot of Stax's bed and giving herself a bath. "Good morning, kitties," Stax said cheerfully, which earned him a purr from Lapis and a twitch of Cole's ear. Still sleepy, Stax put on his robe and stretched, one hand ruffling his tousled hair. From the upstairs bedroom, a ladder led down to the main floor of the house, while a door opened into a balcony overlooking the back garden. Before he opened the door to the balcony, Stax peered through the windows, in case a zombie or spider might be lurking nearby, and that happens in Minecraft, as y'all well know. But he wasn't very worried. It was sometime after dawn, late enough for any dangerous night creatures to have burned up or sought shelter from the sun. and the stonecutter estate was dotted with lanterns set on diorite columns carefully spaced to discourage evil things from approaching the house. There had been a spider lurking above the balcony one morning, one of the big ones that had a cluster of red eyes and was covered with black bristles. That had given Stacks a fright and left him out of sorts for the better part of a week. When had that happened? Last summer, Stacks thought, though he wasn't entirely sure that it had been the summer before that. This time there was no spider or any other monstrous thing to disturb the peace of the morning, just bright sunshine and a warm breeze. Reassured, Stacks left the door open and leaned against the balcony railing, looking down into the back garden. Below he could see the edge of the diorite swimming pool his father had built, half in sunlight and half in the shadow cast by a ceiling of rock and dirt. The water looked cool and inviting, and Stacks decided that a dip in the pool would be an excellent way to end what he suspected would be a hot afternoon. Y'all should feel the hot afternoons here. And also Texas. Next to the pool, a wooden hat sat on the edge of a lush green lawn. That was the entrance to the stonecutter's richest mine, with its deep central shaft. Farther away, under the oldest birches, and near a sparkling blue waterfall lay the grave of his parents and grandparents, surrounded by flowers. Stax's eyes rose to the ridge on the far side of the back garden and a diorite pillar that stood atop it, crowned by a brightly lit lantern that marked the edge of the estate. Beyond it to the west was a crescent-shaped bay. Crescent shapes like a half moon. It's like this, like that, crescent shape. Fading to the beach in thick green forest. As Stax followed the shoreline, a day's walk would take him past the stonecutter mine on an island offshore, and then to a small house set to the side of a mountain surrounded by scrub land and acacia trees. A no-frills outpost his father had set up as a base for raising cattle and exploring the tunnels and labyrinths beneath the mountain. Furnished little more than a bed, furnace, chest, and crafting table. Isn't that what y'all usually set up in y'all's house? Stax hasn't visited since he was a child, and wondered if the outpost was still there. But of course it was. Why would anything have changed? No reason to go all that way, though, right, Lapis? Stax asked, reaching down to pet the Siamese, who was butting her head against his shins. Not when there's so much to do here, starting with getting these hungry kitties breakfast. He dressed and climbed down the ladder, emerging in the middle of the house's main floor. Ahead of him, through a wide wall of glass blocks, lay the lawn and fountain, with a line of birches leading down to the sea. To the left was the stonecutter trophy room with its high ceiling, and next to that, a small, low-ceilinged bedroom overlooking the lawn. Behind him was the door to the back garden and a combination storeroom and workroom with chests against one wall and furnaces, crafting tables, and looms against the other. Y'all get looms in this game? As well as a ladder leading down to the enchanting room, another storeroom with enchanting rooms in the pool. To Sax's right, past a cluster of couches and chairs, was another wall of glass framing a door leading out to the south lawn. Which way south? What way does the sun rise? Does it rise in the west, the north, east, or the south? And if the sun is coming up, which way is it coming up? Is it the west, the east, north, or south? Y'all need to find this out. You need to know this in case you ever lost up there in the mountains. Because when the sun sets, it's set in a different direction. When it rises, it's coming up in a different direction. And if you know which directions, you can navigate and find your way back. To Stax's right, past a cluster of couches and chairs, was another wall of glass framing a door leading out to the south lawn. Stax could just see the roof of the bathhouse tucked snugly against the hill and the sharp sheep pen. Bright lights hurt my eyes. As Stax prepared breakfast, Cole, Emerald, and Lapis all made their way down from the upstairs bedroom to twine themselves around his ankles, like this, meowing as if on the verge of starvation. He prepared fish for them, sliced up a chunk of bread for himself, slathered it with honey, and ate it while inspecting the east lawn, then the south lawn, and then the back garden. All looked as it should, which was to say all looked the same as it had yesterday, and the week and the month before that, except, kitties, that isn't right, said Stax. He put the half-eaten chunk of bread down on a table in the back hall, below the frames, holding a stone pickaxe and sword, and climbed up the ladder to the bedroom. The dude's only got a stone pickaxe and sword. What a noob. Then he made his way out onto the balcony and stared out at the ridge. Birches crowned the top of the ridge, sprouted from the terrace slopes, and left much of the back garden in the cool shadow. Just what Stack's father had wanted. He liked the birch's white trunks and narrow blade-like dark green leaves, and had pointed out to Stacks how their white bark marked with black whorls mimicked the direct walls of the house, making a back garden and a lawn feel like a combination of the stonecutter home rather than something separate from it. But now Stack saw clearly what he thought he glimpsed downstairs. There was a different shade of green peeking out among the birch leaves atop the ridge, and below it, a hint of dark wood. Now, how did I miss that? He asked himself, having forgotten that coal, emerald, and lapis were still downstairs, happily reducing their fish breakfast to bone. An oak tree is growing into the view? We can't have that now, can we? What would father say? Stack stood on the balcony for some time, first considering the oak tree, and then carefully scanning the reeds and the hills around the back garden, in case some other invader had escaped his attention. But all else was as it should be. Well, that's it then, Stack said. We'll have to revise the day's to-do list. But he didn't head out to deal with the tree right then, or indeed for the next few hours. Instead, he wanted the shore of the estate, taking a moment to peer out at the icebergs in the distance, and whacked away at stray tufts of long grass. He wondered if the flowers on the low hill would be more attractive if he mixed in some lilacs and more color. Or perhaps he just reached up the hill completely, making it symmetrical and creating terraces for planting. What does symmetrical mean? What letter is symmetrical out of these? A, B, or C? Or are they all symmetrical? I'll let you figure it out. I think we need a purple sheep, Stack said, eyeing the red. Oh, wait. Sorry, I skipped ahead. My bad. Stack decided reshaping the hill was too big a job for one day, particularly such a hot one, but promised himself that he'd consider the idea again in a few weeks. He checked in on the cows and the chickens, gathered milk and eggs for their larder, and finished his rounds by hopping the fence to stand amid the stone-cutter flock of sheep, which included white ones, but also ones with red, yellow, blue, and orange wool. He, that'd be cool to see a red and orange one. Red, white, blue, baby. Happy 4th of July. America. He must have left the door of the house open behind him, for while he was in the sheep pen, the cats joined him and alternated between purring and mewling for attention. I think we need a purple sheep, Stack said, eyeing the red and blue sheep munching grass in the corner. Don't you think so, kiddies? The state needs a sheep of every color, after all. Cole chose that moment to meow. Stack shook his head. Dye a white sheep purple? Yeah, we could do that, I suppose. But more proper to do it the natural way, don't you think? Anyway, I'm not sure if we have any purple dye in the storeroom. The more Stacks thought about it, the more he was sure he was correct, and they had no purple dye. He knew he could find a recipe for purple dye in one of his father's books in the enchanting room down by the pool. That reminded him of a swim, which seemed like a pleasant activity to break up a hot afternoon. The sun was midway down the sky, but it was still uncomfortably humid with no sign of rain. When it's humid, it makes you sweat a lot. And looking at the sky reminded Stacks once again of the oak tree that had grown up where it didn't belong. He vaulted back over the fence, thinking Grandmother wouldn't have approved of taking such a shortcut instead of using the gate. This time he made certain to shut the door of the house behind him, though Lapis, as usual, had to take her time deciding whether or not she wanted to come in. It was nice and cool in the storeroom, and Stacks' resolve wavered as he mopped his brow. That oak tree will only be a teeny bit taller tomorrow, he told Emerald, who had curled up on the furnace and looked ready for another nap. The gray striped cat closed his eyes contentedly, yawned, and began licking his toes. Oh, I suppose you're right, Stacks said. Hard work today means leisure tomorrow. Wonder where I heard that. Certainly not something father or grandmother would have said. Hard work today, more hard work tomorrow. That sounds more like them now, doesn't it? Side note, you know what the reward for a job well done is? Another job. The tool chest opened with a wheeze of hinges, revealing its carefully arranged contents. Swords and axes next to shovels and hoes. There were stacks of armor and quivers of arrows and coils of bowstrings. Pairs of shields sat next to the compasses and planks of exotic wood brought back Stax' father's expeditions. Stax selected a diamond-bladed axe, that's more like it. Testing its edge and quickly pulling back his finger, he slung the axe over his shoulder, giving Emerald a companionable ear rub, and headed for the back door. He thought about removing a diamond chestplate, or at least a helmet from the armor stand in the trophy room, but immediately decided against it. He hadn't sighted a creeper on the ridge in many months. The day was oppressively hot as it was, and surely the axe would be sufficient protection against any unexpected hazard. Well, an axe wouldn't be the right tool for that job now, would it? He asked Cole, who was trotting across the lawn next to him, tail held high. Brother and mother would have a fit. Stacks glanced guiltily at the shady place in the garden where the stone cutter gravestone stood, but a few minutes later he had climbed to the top of the ridge, peering up at the sun, which was now nearing the horizon. There was the oak tree ahead, a young tree only recently grown from a sapling to find its way through the shaded birches and stretch its limbs to the sun. Wrong place for you, I'm afraid, Stack said apologetically, giving the young oak a little pat and looked to make sure Coyle chose a safe distance for snoozing. He swung the axe at the oak's trunk, a deep, heavy thwack echoing off in the gleaming white and pink walls of the house. A few strokes and he had hewn the tree through, allowing him to take aim at its limbs and leaves, until he was standing on the stump, sweating freely now, surrounded by leaf litter and debris. There's a good blah 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 blah. There's a good day's work done, Stacks told Cole, whose only answer was to stretch a little further in search of the sun. Stacks hopped off the oak's stump, cut it down, and began to gather the wood he chopped, whistling cheerfully into the place where the oak. Hold on, sorry. Pages were stuck together. Whistling cheerfully until the place where the oak had stood was clean and neat. Maybe it was his imagination, but Stacks thought he could even see the grass growing under the bare patch on the ground. The sun was now touching the distant hills to the west, and its light left the placid surface of the sea dappled with pink and orange. The shadows had crept across the back garden toward the cheerful lights of the house. I guess we'll make it an evening swim then, said Stacks, holstering his axe. Before his swim, he fed the cats, added the oak to the house's supply of timber, and returned the diamond axe to its proper place in his storeroom. He thought about taking one of his father's swords with him out to the pool, but decided against it. The back garden was well lit, and in the unlikely event of trouble, the door to the enchanting room was just a quick dash away. And so Stacks snoozed idly in the pool, his elbows up on the polished diorite, while the cats played in the garden and the stars wheeled overhead. And as he predicted, no trouble found him. It was the last night he'd be able to say that. Cool. Maybe I'll read chapter 3 later. I hope y'all are watching these. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope my reading didn't suck too bad. I love y'all. I miss y'all. Well, your mom's not going to just call me, but if y'all can, convince her to let y'all call me and let me know if y'all want hoverboards or something else, because I was going to send y'all hoverboards. Both of y'all. I was going to send y'all one a piece. But Maddox, I don't know if you want one. Moxie, I know you wanted one. I had asked your mom if I bought you all the hoverboards, if she would buy you all the pads and helmets and stuff, because I wouldn't be sure what size to get. And I also told her that the demon could use them. I can't remember what his real name is. But y'all let me know if y'all want something else. Just call me. I would love to talk to y'all. I love you guys. I miss you guys. And I'll see y'all soon. Bye. Happy 4th of July. America, baby. They're right, Yoda. America. America, 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 America. Alright. Bye, guys. Love y'all. We all love y'all. Hope to see you soon. Bye.